10 months ago, I spent $10,000 of my own money buying the most futuristic tech products from Kickstarter. But because it's Kickstarter, only half of them actually arrived. But the question is, are the products that did arrive so incredible that it was still worth paying that insane amount of money to Kickstarter? Or are they actually just a kick in the teeth? Kicking things off with the very cheapest one, the roll order. And I can't actually believe this. I backed this product thinking, oh, cool, a decently fast charger with a 90cm retractable cable baked inside of it. So you can always have everything you need without the cable taking up extra space or getting tangled in a bag. I paid around $40 for this, and I got nothing. If you back a product on Kickstarter, there is no guarantee that you receive that product. After 9 months of hearing absolutely zero from this company, I was like, let me just look online. They listed the thing on Amazon. I tried buying it, and that is the product that's standing here. This is actually how the thing arrived. This just sucks. This just wasn't worth it. The product itself, I would say, feels, oh, God damn it. Like, for example, this retractable mechanism doesn't work all the time. So we're not exactly on a roll with Kickstarter right now, but let's keep track of the success rate, which so far is 0. But maybe the X cutter can save it. So this is the ultimate multifunctional box opener. This is claiming to be a box opener that never cuts contents, which we have to test. So this is what you get for basically $40. So first impression, the mechanism does feel very responsive. Okay, let's put their no cuts claim to the test. Normal knife. That didn't feel good. And now X cutter. Ooh, I'm not sure that was good for either. So for the traditional knife, oh, that's quite bad. There's a very blatant line right through the middle. And now the X cutter, I mean, it's not better. Okay, and then on the other side of the X cutter, we've got this redacting pen, which is made to basically conceal your address details before throwing out these boxes. Okay. So this one, I'm like bursting to get inside of. The pencilin Apple Pencil tips. These guys are claiming to not just have made a better version of the Apple Pencil, but also tips that can transition straight from writing on an iPad to writing on paper. All right, there we go. This is a very unique looking product. Okay, let's swap out the normal tip for a pencilin hybrid tip. So, a real piece of offline paper. I should be able to transition straight from writing on the iPad to writing on the paper. Holy cow, that actually works. That's like one of the coolest party tricks that I've ever seen a tech product do. But, and I hate to be this guy, is it actually a great pencil? It feels just like a little bit blunt. I'm curious if a normal eraser works. Kind of, not as well as I'd want it to. I think all things considered, this is a pretty good product. So I've actually been on the hunt for the perfect sliders for quite a long time. I've been through Adidas, I've been through Nike, I've been through Crocs, and that's why I was also really drawn to this one. This is the most comfortable 3D printed shoe. I paid $69 for these. That's a lot for a pair of sliders. So inside our shoebox, we got a branded tote bag. No way. A keyring, but it's like a tiny miniaturized version of the slippers I ordered. Actually, Drisha can use these. What a weird but cool extra. And then the shoes themselves. So now our 3D printed shoes. Ooh, that's different. I'm walking in 3D. No, but seriously, like, you absolutely feel the way that the structure moves, which feels good. This is actually so therapeutic. It's like there's 1,000 tiny, really soft springs just pushing me upwards with each step. It's kind of like I'm floating. But now we're really kicking things up. So this product had over $100,000 raised. So this charger, it really genuinely looks like the level 1000 Alpha Chad version of the Anker Cube. That was like my favorite charger for a full 2 years. Anyway, right off the bat, damn, this is a cool finish. Whole thing looks almost holographic. It's always a bit of a lottery which side contains the goods and which one just has the cables. Yay! We've got one MagSafe connection up here, so that's for your phone, and that is completely adjustable. Same as the Anker Cube at this point. You know, you've got 3 USB-C ports, you've got 2 big old main sockets on either side. This is made for someone who wants to power every single thing on their desk all at once. So I would say the product is okay. It's exactly what it says on the tin and nothing more. This next one is almost a little bit hard to believe. So the Olight battery charger and checker, which, just to give you some perspective, while the Apple Pencil tips raised $30,000 and the X Cutter raised $69,000, very nice, this battery charger raised $1 million. So this is the packaging. Exceptional. So I've got a dozen or so batteries here that are all somewhat used. And the idea is you just plop those into the top here. Let's go a little nutty. And then those batteries get funneled down into the middle section, which is the charging stations. Okay, look, so this is the app in action. It will tell you the exact battery percentage that each of the batteries that's currently charging is on. And then when the batteries are done charging, they should just fall down into this bottom section here, ready to collect and use again. So it's looking very good for the Olight. This is definitely a Hall of Fame contender, but let's see how it goes over the course of this video before we conclude. In better news, this is the Unihertz Jelly Max, which is apparently the world's smallest 5G smartphone. Although it says the smallest 5G smartphone with a question mark. So, is it? I actually doubt it, to be honest. So given how small they're bigging this phone up to be, the box is a little on the chonky side. You know what, I think we've tested this enough. I don't think this box cutter is quite the revolution I was hoping it would be. Anyway, back to this phone. So we take the top layer off. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a bit bigger than I was expecting, and damn, why is it so thick? I mean, actually there is a case pre-installed on there, but even without that, these are very stodgy proportions. Why is this like the most comfortable phone I've held in years? There's something about this shape that actually feels way more human hand designed than this shape. Holding both of these side by side makes you realize how much with a normal phone you're actually stretching out your palm. Very decent mid-range specs all around, pretty large 4,000 mAh battery, customizable key on the side, and a 100 megapixel camera. And then let's take the same shot on Jelly Baby over here. Oh wow, yeah. It's not quite there, is it? God, processing really is everything these days. So I would say there's nothing particularly mind-blowing about this, but it does what it says it would do without any major real red flags. Oh boy, I am so glad that this one came. So this is apparently the world's most compact full-range vibration speaker, which doesn't look like it's capable of very much at all. But the company's saying that this is the best of everything because it uses vibration sound transfer technology to turn the surface that it's sitting on into the speaker instead of having its own specific inbuilt sound chamber, which makes the audio completely 360 degrees and the thing a lot more portable. So we peel the sticky pad off. That's going to just mean that you get the best possible connection with the surface you're putting it on. So part of the issue here is it's making everything on the table vibrate, which is adding a lot of interference. This IKEA cabinet has ended up being one of the most underrated investments we ever made. So you go on there, and then I open it up. So we've got a big wide sound chamber. Buy a normal Bluetooth speaker. The price for them has come so low that you can get like amazing sound for like $30 to $50. Okay, we can actually keep that there because the next product is the chromaplane. These mad lads have gone and created an entirely new musical instrument. And then here is our very unusual looking product. It's very funny. It looks like one of those old DVD players, much more than it looks like any musical instrument I've seen. Ooh. So the closer you get to these marked out dots, the louder the notes play. It's very therapeutic, kind of what I imagine heaven sounds like. I think it's fair to say, I'm not the target market for this, but this is exactly what it said on the tin. I knew what I was buying and it has delivered. So we've had some pretty strange stories already. This is the strangest. So this is the gympad bench. It's one of those all-in-one boxes that's trying to take over your entire gym. So we bought it for $1,399, by the way, and the thing did actually ship and arrive. So we're all Gucci, right? So the idea is this part is your bench. It's very comfortable, it feels good. You lift that up, and then inside, you have to push this part out, which is slightly confusing because it actually says pull, but there's nothing to pull. And then you get to lift up this dual pulley system. And the idea is you raise these to whatever height you want, depending on the exercise you're trying to do. And then pulling this system in various different ways is essentially what all of your exercises are based on, because underneath this, it's got a way to create magnetic resistance. So I wouldn't say there's anything particularly wrong with the concept of the product. It's just that we can't power the thing. We've tried like 5 different power sources that we know for sure are working. And if that wasn't already enough of a red flag, just look around the thing. Like these pulleys, for example, they're in the locked position. And now the entire bench is shaking too. The dial feels really horrible and plasticky. We thought we were getting weights. And like, it's not a crazy thought given that they're literally on the frickin' box. If this is the state of the product, why bother sending it? Like, why not just either take the time to finish it or like, scam me properly? Did we spend $4,899 on a single Kickstarter product? Yes, we did. So this is the B6 Swift laser engraver. It came to us in this massive box. I am a little overwhelmed by the possibilities here. In theory, this printer allows you to print anything onto pretty much anything. So just to give you an idea, yesterday we printed a Squirtle onto this dog tag, and look at it. The texturing, the detail, not to mention just how mad it is that you can actually print in color on a metal using nothing but a laser. Like there's no ink here. It's just essentially controlling the temperature and therefore controlling the level of oxidation in the metal. What if we can just print onto a phone? So you line the phone up. This is so freaking cool. So 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my God. That is absolutely insane. It's like top 5 coolest tech products I've ever interacted with. This is really impressive. I want to do it again. Oh, this is the life. And that actually looks, wow, that's like a factory finish. There's actually nothing on the surface that would even imply it's been tampered with. This laser is so powerful that it can also cut metal. So let's say, for example, I wanted to make a necklace for Drisha. Pull open a photo of everyone's favorite cat, chuck it into the computer to create a depth map so the laser knows how deep to cut. And now we give it like 2.5 hours and see what it comes up with. Until you end up with, oh my God. What the I can't actually wrap my head around how insanely detailed this is. My eyes aren't good enough. It's got to like a microscopic level with like every hair. It's like almost a bit too much detail. This is one of those products that only 0.1% of the population should even consider buying. But its output is absolutely extraordinary. Deserving, I think, of Hall of Fame status. Now, obviously, it's not going to fit on the Hall of Fame, so we'll honor it instead. And then finally, what's the state of this O station? Oh look, yeah, everything's at the bottom. So all of these batteries are now completely recharged. It's not a perfect product, because obviously for a lot of people, the era of AAA batteries is kind of nearing its close. And also, this only does AAA batteries. So if you want it to be fully covered, you'd need like 10 different versions of this one machine. But still, what a genius product idea that actually makes your life better.